projects on Jill of all trades, I often say to pre-drill the screw holes. Here's why. If you don't do it, if you're near the end of a piece of wood, see, there we go. Already that's starting to split the wood, and we want to avoid that. So let me show you how to get around that. We're going to drill a hole, but we have to drill the right size. So let me show you a couple wrong ways, and then I think you'll understand. So here's what happens if you use one that's too small. And then when we go to put the screw in, it's still going to split. So even though we put in that hole, see that? We're still splitting our wood because the hole's not big enough. Right, now let's try one that's too big, and I'll show you what happens with that. We get a nice hole with it, but then when you go to screw in, that hole hasn't given us a lot for the screw to bite into, so over time that could come loose, and even when you put it in, you can strip it. So you don't want that hole to be too big. So how do you figure out what's too small and what's too big? Because we want to find the right size. I'll show you an easy way to figure that out. Take the screw that you're going to be driving in and use that as your guide. Here's the one that we used that was too small. So when I hold those up, we're measuring the drill bit against the shank of the screw. Not the spiral flange part, just that center shank. You can see that's not even close to the same size. Here's the one that was too big. This one's way too big for that size screw. It hides nearly the whole spiral. That means there's not enough wood that's going to be left for that screw to bite into. So what we want is something in between. We want something close to the size of that shank. It can be maybe slightly smaller, but certainly no bigger. So here are a couple of choices that would work for this project. Now some people actually take it and hold it underneath. And then if you can't see it behind the screw, you're still in good shape. You can see this one. When we put it behind the screw, you can still see it behind. So that one's not going to work. So here's our drill bit that's going to work. That should give us just enough of a hole to make sure that the screw bites in, but doesn't let the wood crack. Look at that, beautiful. Even though we're close to the edge on both sides, no cracks because we sized that hole just right. So there you have it, the right way to pre-drill a hole on Jill of all trades.